What up, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about a topic that I think is so important, and that is Brazil and totalitarianism, and if Bitcoin and NOSTR can fix this. Now, as we've recently seen on Twitter, X, and also other platforms, we're seeing some really crazy stuff happening, and that is the push towards control, censorship, and the creation of fear by our governments. Now, hear me out on this. I think overall, there are many countries that genuinely want to do good by their population. But as we've seen in the recent years with the New World Order agenda, people are always trying to push for kind of blocking their opponents' accounts, creating an echo chamber of the political winds. And recently we saw the blocking of X accounts from Brazil. Brazil was trying to block these accounts. Elon Musk, he ended up pushing back. And this is really good. I really like Elon for doing this. But the thing is this. What happens if Elon didn't do that? And that's the scary part of this, guys, is like, yeah, he's a good person, but even everyone could be influenced to some degree at some point. And it's just crazy because this stuff, it used to happen all the time on Twitter with Jack Dorsey as a CEO. Whether intentional or not, it happened back in the COVID days. Now, this whole blocking of accounts, this is something that we've seen throughout history, right? In socialism or in other different avenues of political structure, we've always seen people, if you don't like your opponents, you can just censor them. You can throw them in jail. You can silence them on media. You can take them out of the newspaper, all that stuff. Other countries around the world would jump on opportunities to censor accounts if they could. And that's just, Russia. Look at Russia. They censor their opponents, and that's why it's not a fair democracy over there. There's other places as well like that. Afghanistan, Iraq. You can go on and on. The point is, how do you change this for the better? And I think, as we know, transparency is key because at least with a transparent leadership and a transparent population, we can see things as they actually are, not as the media wants them to be. So how does Bitcoin play a role in this? And I know you guys probably listen to this podcast and wonder, does this guy really tie everything back to Bitcoin? And to be honest with you guys, 90%, 80% of things in life that I see, I do end up tying back to Bitcoin because I think it does play a role to a degree. And, the thing is this. Where does Bitcoin play a role? I don't think it's in speech by much, but I think it's the freedom of the capital flow. So, I remember talking about this a few months ago, but it was like with the Canadian truckers. The incumbent party, Justin Trudeau and his regime, they said, no, you cannot send money to these truckers because it's against it's against the law, right? And they kind of had an emergency order. All this stuff happened. The point is, if you wanted to support a trucker, staying out in their trucks and defying, the totalitarianism of the government, you couldn't. You would either have to hand them cash in person and risk getting arrested, or there was just no way to do it. And so this right here is the mind-blowing part, is Bitcoin plays a role in this because all of politics, even across the world, a lot of them are funded by capital and money. And if you're using the Brazilian real or the Canadian dollar or whatever it is, it's a shitcoin, essentially. You can't really send it to who you want. Oftentimes you can, 99.99% of the time. But if things get really dire, they can just halt the bank account. They can post a flag on the bank account and not let you move the money. So this right here is where I kind of have the eye-opening moment of, wait a second, all these currencies, you're not free using them. We've just been most of us have been free using them, and it's just we're seeing these rare exceptions. The point is, Bitcoin can fix this whole totalitarianism situation because you can fund the opponent party and there's nothing they can do about it. The Brazilian government cannot do anything to stop that. Now, the thing is this. NOSTR, Notes and Other Stuff Transmitted via Relays, that's what the acronym stands for. This is an open source platform where you actually hold the keys. Just like with Bitcoin, you hold the 12 words. The same thing is with NOSTR, and that is a beautiful thing because at the end of the day, when you hold the keys, you control the wallet, you control the identity, and you can actually, you can't be taken down or censored. Now, Elon has proven incredible, really. I mean, it was funny. I was actually at a dinner last night and I was looking up at the stars and my friend said, "Wow, look at that. It's Elon Musk." I turned around. You can just see this starship flying through the sky. The coolest thing ever. Really, it was fascinating. But the point I'm trying to make is Elon can even be corrupted. And we haven't seen it that much yet. I haven't seen it really at all. But the point is, what if, he's just man, right? He's human. So what if he passes away or something happens? Like, at the end of it, then someone else will come in and they will succumb to the pressures of the New World Order, these evil, corrupt elite. So my thing is this. We got to stand up to this authoritarianism. We got to stand up to dictators. And we certainly need to allocate value to those that want the freedom of property, those who want the freedom of speech, and those who want sovereignty of individuals. Because the list can go on and on throughout history of how these people rose to power and held their power for 40 plus years because they just silenced the enemy and they rewrote the book and then they did everything to suit themselves. And the good news about today is knowledge is cheap. Knowledge is free. You could even go on Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and look up all the dictators of history in a matter of seconds. Everything is at our fingertips right now. So why would we ever go back to these dictatorships? Well, oftentimes it's because these people in power, they can force others out and they can, take them out through illegal avenues. So the point is, you can't stop an idea. You can't stop freedom because we have the tools for freedom. And the tools for freedom, one of them, obviously, is NOSTR. And X right now is proven pretty good. But also another tool is Bitcoin because you can transmit it across time and space instantaneously. And it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Brazil? What do you think about this recent thing that happened? I think we're going to see more of this across the world, honestly. And it's sad, but it's going to happen throughout time. And there's nothing we can do about it. So we just need to be there to build products and tools to help enrich the lives of those that may get shut down and may not have a voice. Anyways, feel free to share it. Feel free to click the link below. I really appreciate all the support, guys. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day.